Okay, it looks like we're live now. I'll go ahead and call into the conference call line and see if anyone's there.
Okay.
Please enter your leader PIN, followed by the pound or hash sign. After the tone, state your name, followed by the pound or hash sign.
Shelby Hardifer, Kansas Supreme Court.
Thank you. To start or join your conference, press 1. You will now be placed into conference. After joining the call, to record the conference for those who may miss this call, or for future playback, press *2.
Hello, is anyone there? Hello? I'm going to go ahead and leave the call open for the duration of our meeting.
Good morning and welcome. We started a little bit late today. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, number one, we had some issues and technical issues, and then also we were in closed session to discuss some issues, well, to go over background reports and financial records. So now we are in open session, and the first issue is at our last meeting, we talked about whether or not handwritten or typed notes made by Judicial District Nominating Commission members during meetings and interviews are subject to open records discovery. And the legal opinion from the Office of Judicial Administration is that those notes are not open to public disclosure, but they do need to be kept for 3 years. So those notes, this is subject to Rule 1101 and 1102. And I will say, John, that it is, in this case, the Supreme Court has adopted Rule 1101, and it construes the word records broadly to encompass nearly all information obtained or generated by the commission. So all records must be retained for 3 years. So, and then the minutes of the commission meeting must be retained indefinitely. So, in conclusion, the notes made by nominating commission members are not subject to quora under Kansas Supreme Court Rule number 1101. And since commission meetings are generally open to the public, commission members should be aware of what records they are discussing. Any notes created by the commission members must be collected and will be retained for 3 years. So I guess my first question is, does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. We received 4 applications to fill the vacancy created by Chief Judge Dickinson's retirement. My first question is, do we want to interview each of the 4 applicants?
Yes, I would say.
Yeah, I don't have an objection to it.
Okay. So we will need to assign reference checks to commission members. And we can either, if you guys want to volunteer to take people. Last time, I think we did it in teams. And Harry sent an email to Shelby saying that he teamed up with, was it Amy?
Yes.
And that that was a good team and he worked well with her and he would be happy to team up with her again. So I'll let you guys take it from here.
Chip, I think you and I were teamed up last time. Who do you want to check on?
I don't care. Well, I'm around the courthouse a lot. I can do Jason Lane.
We are in a position, I think, that one team is going to have to do an extra person, right? Wait, do we have, no, we have eight.
There are eight of us and we've got 4 applicants.
Okay,
That's
sure.
kind of divides easily, I think, so.
Okay. And who did you partner up with last time?
Anna,
Okay.
I'd be happy to do that. We can do Mike Lamas. Unless
That
Jana
works for
wants-
me. That's great.
I think Harris and I could take Justin Bravi. I'm speaking for Harris, obviously, but I think that would be acceptable.
Chip and Rob, who did you say you were taking? I'm sorry.
Jason Lane, I think.
Yeah, that's good with me.
And then that leaves
That leaves me.
Levi,
Yeah.
Morris, and Mike. Who did you team up with last time?
I think we did. Mike and I did, I think.
Yes, that's correct. Tom and I were together.
Okay,
So we've got Matthew Morris.
right.
Yeah, he goes by Levi, but yeah.
Okay. All right, so everybody good with that?
Yes.
So next on my agenda is many of the other judicial nominating commissions that are meeting around the state right now have shifted their interviews from an in-person format to a virtual format. And I'm just bringing it up to see if that's something you guys want to consider in order to kickstart. And I'm going to tell you that I have absolutely no preference. I want to do whatever you guys want to do. This is your commission, and you know, I'm happy either way. So this is your decision. But in order to kickstart the discussion, I did pull the numbers, and on July 1st, Kansas had 233 new cases, and on August 31st, 2 months later, 1,119 new cases. Harvey County yesterday had 16 new cases diagnosed, and that's compared to August 1st, a month earlier, 1 new case. As of yesterday, there are 157 active diagnosed cases in Harvey County, and Harvey County is sitting at about 52% vaccination of 12 and older. I'm assuming that where we're meeting has the ability, because we're not a huge group, to adhere to CDC guidelines with social distancing of 6 feet and masking. Of course, we would want to take our mask off if we were going to talk, because it's up to you guys. But so with that, information, let's maybe have some discussion.
Well, I can tell you that right now at the courthouse, we have nothing but social distancing in effect, if at all possible. Masks are optional. The last 2 days we have gained, Tuesday's jump was 46 positive to 149 active. And yesterday we went 25 positive, adjusted out for those that came off, 157 active. 50% of our new cases every day are under the age of 10.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my goodness.
Ooh.
Oh, Chip.
Two of the schools out here are now official COVID hotspots, clusters.
Yeah, I think I was early on saying I'd really like to meet in person, and I think I've changed my mind. Um,
Yeah.
I think a Zoom meeting would be better. I would feel better about it.
I agree with Tom. I have a child that can't get vaccinated because she's under 12, so I agree with Tom.
I agree. I have 2 kids under 12 that can't get vaccinated. So, and particularly if masks are optional, I would be uncomfortable with an in-person meeting.
Agree on the mask, yes.
John and Mike? Chip?
I'm good with whatever. My preference would be that we meet face to face to do this, but I understand why we can't.
Same here. I would prefer that we did face to face, but in light of the circumstances, it's probably the best way to go.
Okay.
I think it's wise to defer to video, virtual. I'd love to meet face to face, but we're having a reception for Joe in 3 weeks, and I don't know if that's even going to happen now.
Yeah, Stan Hazlitt's, we went to Zoom on that.
Yeah.
And I don't, you guys wouldn't know this, but we went to virtual format. We decided last week. This was a really hard decision for our judicial conference because we bring in 280 judges from across the state. And we went virtual, and that was a really hard decision. So, okay, so it looks like we have a majority of 5. So we're going to go ahead and do a virtual format. Shelby, we probably need Lisa Taylor to do some kind of press release about that.
I'll have her issue a new one today,
Okay.
or it'll come out tomorrow, but it'll come out ahead of time.
Oh, Jana, I'm sorry. Because your face isn't there, I didn't even ask.
That's fine. I am fine with virtual. My preference would have been to do in-person hearings, but I understand the concern and I'm sensitive to everybody else's needs as well. So virtual is fine, although it would not have been my first preference.
Right. Okay. Next on my agenda is setting a schedule of interview times for the applicants. What time do you guys want to start?
9.
9? Is everybody good with 9? How long do you want the interviews to last?
We did 45 minutes last time, didn't we?
45 minutes? Was the whole 45 minutes, did we have a, I can't remember whether we had discussion time afterwards or breaks for people to go to the bathroom or whatever? Did we do like 30 minutes and then 15 minutes in between, or did we go 45?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I'm looking at a schedule from last time, and we
Yeah.
had 30-minute, the interviews were set 30 minutes apart. And then we had a break after 2 interviews because we had 4 candidates as well at that time.
Okay. So 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, and then a break, 10:15. So do you want to do them all before lunch?
Yes.
Yes. All
Yes.
before lunch. Okay, so we're going to do 9 and 9:30, and then we'll take a 15-minute break from 10 to 10:15, and then from 10:15 to 10:45, 10:45 to 11:15, and then maybe even, if we could take another break to 11:30 and then start, or should we take a lunch and then start discussion?
Well, I'm backing up a minute. I never have a meeting that says it's going to start at 9, starts at 9. Something always happens.
That's true.
And so, the interview, if we say the first interview, let's say I would probably be more realistic, 9:15 or something like that.
Okay.
We'll convene at 9.
Okay. Okay, and that brings up something else I wanted to discuss with you, which is, would it be helpful to have incoming Chief Judge Marilyn Wilder come in to talk to you before the interview start to explain the job duties and the qualifications? Or do you guys feel pretty comfortable with knowing, you know, what the docket looks like and how much writing is involved versus how much, you know, making a decision on the fly, blah, blah, blah?
I think we have a fairly good idea of what the job entails, and this group has been through the magistrate process in the last 6 months.
Right.
I don't know that we need to
I don't think we need that, so.
Okay.
Judge
great.
Wilder's time.
Okay. Okay, so we start at 9, we convene at 9, so 9:15. Do you want to, so 9:15 to 9:45? And then 9:45 to 10:15, then a break till
Yeah.
10:30. And then 10:30 to 11, 11 to 11:30. And then, do you want to keep going, or do you want to take a break?
My preference would be that we just keep going.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
But we could leave it flexible. So let's plan on going straight through so that we can get done. But if somebody said, you know, that will be flexible. If someone says, you know what, you know, whatever.
Yes.
We'll tentatively say that's what we.
We're all done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so another issue that, you know, Shelby supports 2 justices, and she supports Justice Biles. And what they do is Shelby draws names randomly for the order of how we interview people. And she has done that, but we don't have to do it that way. But I just put it on my agenda to see what you guys wanted to do.
Yep.
We could do alphabetical order, or we could do how Shelby randomly chose them, or.
I think Shelby's random drawing is wonderful. And I would move forward with that.
Okay. All right, so what order did you randomly draw them in?
Okay, the order I drew with the schedule we've now set, the first interview would be Michael Lamas from 9:15 to 9:45. And then from 9:45 to 10:15 would be David Bravi. Do you guys know, does he go by Justin or is it David?
Justin.
Justin. And then let's see, we have a break from 10:30 to 11 o'clock. It would be Levi or Matthew Levi Morris. And then from 11 to 11:30, it would be Jason Lane.
Okay. Okay. So I have 2 more things on my agenda. On the magistrate position, I know in person you use a ballot, and you sign the ballot, and then as the chair, I would with Tom Adrian as secretary say this person got this many votes, this person got this many votes. But when we did it by Zoom, you guys did a show of hands. Is everybody? I don't know how else we could do it. So I'm willing to, we could do it some other way. But I recall that you guys didn't have a problem with showing hands. But is that something you want to do? Do you want to do something in advance of a different way to vote, or we do have to? If we don't do a show of hands, we do have to have some kind of signed ballot to be able to, I have to announce how many votes everybody got, and then it's subject to quora.
Is there a way to vote on Zoom? I don't know that I've done that, but
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. The only thing I know of is like there's a little emoji where you raise your hand, but that's not it because then everybody can still see that. So.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem raising my hand to vote, but again, would defer to what everybody else wants to do.
Same.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
I think we did show of hands last time, so that would probably work fine this time.
I agree.
Okay.
I
Okay.
agree.
All right. Finally, I did want you to know that I am willing to welcome each applicant to the meeting, to the Zoom meeting or interview, and do kind of a kickoff and offer the applicant an opportunity to explain why he's qualified for the position, or I could not participate at all. So however you want to handle that. I've talked to another couple of justices and they said that they are willing to, that they say they're willing to do that too, but it's your commission. I'm just kind of the, I'm
I
just
think that's fine and is very helpful. And it
Yep.
starts the interview off with them talking for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes with their qualifications. And then we move into whatever questions we're going to ask.
okay.
At the magistrate, I think you pitched it, or somebody pitched it then to the 2 interviewers of that candidate to lead off with questions.
You think that's better?
Yeah,
No, I don't, you didn't mean, you meant in addition to, not in lieu of, didn't you, Chip?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever does the first candidate in, when the chief judge is done doing an interview and they get done with their spiel, then she will call on either, if it's Justin, she'll call on either Butch or Amy to lead off with questions, and everybody else can jump in after them. Because they've done the background and done some digging and come up with theory.
Okay, let me tell you something right now, Chip. I don't even know who Butch is, except then I just look.
Oh, Harris Terry. I'm sorry. Uncle Butch.
So I didn't know that nickname, and now it's this.
You're not from around here, are you?
You two, but now I'm a townie now. I'm a townie because I know his name is Butch. Okay, so I'm not trying to impose anything on you here. I just thought I would be willing to do it. So yeah, that would be great. So then I will call on, or maybe it would be better if you guys went first and introduced the person, and then I could say, I don't know, or I don't have to participate at all. You guys could ask that kickoff question yourself. You could, whoever had the person could say, welcome to the interview. And, we'd like to offer you, so maybe it'd be better if you guys did it.
I think they would be impressed that the Chief Justice interviewed him
I agree.
or introduced him. Yeah.
I agree.
But you said
I
what?
agree. You chair the commission, you just don't vote. So I think it's appropriate that you introduce them.
Oh, so I'll introduce them, but then you guys will ask the question about how you're qualified?
No,
I think you can do both of
you
those
asked that opening question.
Okay. Okay, got it. All right. That is the end of my 2-page agenda. Can you tell I don't mind admitting on YouTube, I was very nervous about this. You guys have a way more experience than I do. So that's the end of my 2-page agenda. Anything else we want to discuss?
Well, as the secretary who labored long and hard over the minutes, I would ask that they be approved or accepted or some action be taken on them.
Oh, I should have done it at the beginning, Robert's rules. Okay, the minutes from last time?
Yes,
Okay.
and I assume those were
Motion?
distributed.
I hear a motion. Is there a second?
I'll say
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of accepting the minutes is extraordinarily accurate? Please raise your hand. Okay, they're approved. Tom, I will learn my lesson from that. Any other Robert's rules hints I need to know?
I can't think of any. So,
Okay. Okay. You guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like you're my only commission so far, but so far you're my best.
for your
commission.
best then, yeah, well, your best commission, so, yeah.
You may think different in a week.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you at 9 a.m. when we're convening next Friday. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good weekend.
Good
Bye.
weekend. Bye all.